the podcast. Let's see. And we are live. Everyone who is either on this live right now or who is listening to us back as a podcast, I hope you're good. If you're live, I hope you're having a good New Year's Eve. If you are not live and you're listening to this back, I hope you had a good New Year's Eve and you're very excited about the new year that is about to come. So yeah, we're going to crack straight into this. We're not going to do a big Q&A today just because of the fact I'm re-recording this as a podcast. But what I'm actually going to talk about is a story that I heard today that I heard it while I was training, and it completely changed my perspective on really what is possible. So I'll crack straight into it. There was this young guy called Wilbur, and he was a very, very smart person, extremely smart to the point where he wanted to get into Yale, and he was actually about to get into Yale, but he was playing a hockey match one day and his face got smashed up so badly that he was bedridden for 3 years. And while he was bedridden, his mum was also terminally ill. And while he was bedridden, he also had to take care of his mum. So this man, whole life ahead of him, extremely smart, talented, you could say, but also skillful because he's probably learned that. He had so much ahead of him. He was playing a hockey game one day and boom, everything got stripped away from him. He's bedridden. He's in a bed. He has no control over what he can do. And at the same time, his mother is also terminally ill and he has to take care of his mum. So he has to get up, attend for his mum, care for his mum, and then go back to bed. Like this was a very, very hard existence. And it's that concept of sometimes life will just happen on you instead of you happening on life. Sometimes shit takes over. Sometimes shit gets in the way. And this story is incredible. Like, this is one of the best stories that I've ever heard. So while he was bedridden and his mom was terminally ill, one day while he was lying in bed, everything against this man, he asked the question, why can birds fly but humans can't? He asked, and at the time, this was a very, very stupid question because flying was looked down upon. Flying was something that just wasn't possible. Like us now, flying on a plane is so normal. It's so regular. Back then, it wasn't. And like, it's actually really hard for us to understand that because of how easy it is. But back then, someone asking a question like that, like they would just get laughed at because anyone who had tried before had failed miserably, had died, had spent so much money. And there was even poems written at the time about how stupid it is, the concept of a human being able to fly. But Wilbur, while in bed, while taking care of his mom, bedridden, he asked, why can birds fly, but humans can't? And at the time, there wasn't that much information that we have now. There was no chat GPT. There was no Google. He studied all the books he could get his hands on. He studied birds, like literally studied birds, what they would do. He was a flipping final boss bird watcher. And him and his brother, Orville, decided that they need to find like a really good place to test out where we can fly. And again, there was no proper weather reports back then, so they had to go to the local council and actually get the data. And they found out that it was a place 700 miles away. It was the best place they could find out where they could test flying. And 700 miles away, that's not bad. Like for us, that's easy. But this is back when we couldn't fly. So going 700 miles away is such, back then especially, it was such a flipping massive thing. But they did it anyway, and they were laughed at. And they used to go out and they used to try to discover the aerodynamics by actually replicating a bird. And you can imagine how that looked back then. It looked so stupid. They were looked at as idiots. They were looked at as absolute morons. And they were building out prototypes. They actually found that everything, all the science, all the data about aerodynamics up until that point was completely wrong. So they had to like completely rediscover everything and completely reverse engineer it. They built and reverse engineered a wind tunnel back home. They built that all out, and they even had to like discover wee things like how to make an engine light. But the main thing is there was a problem after a problem. There was a failure after a failure. And Wilbur actually said to his brother one day, he said, "Man is never going to fly for at least another 1,000 years. All the research, everything they did, they were determined, they had agency, but they still just decided and they still thought that, you know what, this is going to be a really, really hard task." And 1 year later, Wilbur stepped onto a plane and was first ever man to fly on a plane. And it was one thing that got them there. And I'll tell you what it wasn't. It wasn't manifestation. It wasn't a vision board. It wasn't waiting for the right time. It was agency. That's what brought them forward. The problem at the time, it seemed impossible, but it didn't defy the laws of physics. People laughed at them. They looked like complete idiots, but they still went for it. And because of the fact that that man asked that one question and committed his life to it, our whole world has changed, and he blocked out the noise. And because of that, the whole world is different. Like now we can just step on a plane, go to London, we can just step on a plane, go to America, we can go halfway across the world. Everything we do, completely different. War is completely different. All of it is completely different. And the most important thing that I found from that story, it's not to do with the plane and how he actually built the plane. It's not even to do with his hard work. It is the fact he said that we will not do this for at least another 1,000 years. And 1 year later, he was able to do it. Wilbur didn't believe in himself. And we will always say that we have to believe we are worthy to do something. We have to have the self belief before we. How many people do you know that do vision boards? I know a couple, and I'm like, from my opinion, vision boards just are not that effective. We all think we have to know how to do it beforehand, but you don't have to believe you're worthy, and you can still attain the thing that you want to attain. We think that we need faith before we go and do it, but it's completely unnecessary. And yes, of course, self-belief is good. Self-belief will make the process more enjoyable. It can make it a lot more fun, and you're going to have a lot more confidence through it all. And I've definitely had times in my past where I haven't believed in myself and where I have believed in myself. Both times I've achieved the thing I wanted to achieve. I've achieved my goals, but it's always been better when I believed in myself. But remember, you don't have to believe in yourself. You don't need it. You don't need to overanalyze the inputs and how it works. You just need to do the stuff and you get the output. Self-belief or no self-belief. If you say it's going to take 1,000 years or 6 months, even someone could have the self-belief, someone could have the confidence, someone could say, "Oh my God, I could do this in 3 weeks, 3 months," completely believe in themselves, have it on their vision board, and they still wouldn't achieve it. And the other person could say this is going to take 1,000 years and do it in one. The difference is agency. And also the person who says, "All right, this is going to take me 3 weeks and can't do it in 3 weeks," they're setting very, very high expectations, which leads to disappointment. Then disappointment is going to make you want to quit. So again, even for you who's listening to this, who now going into 2026, you're going to be setting yourself goals, hopefully. Do not set the goals too high and do not put the expectations too high, and realize if it does not defy the laws of physics, you can do it, but you need to have agency, just like that story I've told you there. If you're only joining the live now, this is getting re-uploaded as a podcast, so you can listen to this on my podcast as well. So yeah, remember, this guy said that man would not fly for 1,000 years, and he was the first person to step a plane in 1 year, and he completely changed the world because of that. People laughed at him, people called him names, people called him an idiot, and he did it. He was bedridden. His mother was bedridden. His mother was terminally ill. He had every excuse not to do it. He had every reason not to want to go for more. But what did he do? He had a mission, he had a purpose, and he went for it. So just remember, whatever it is you want to do, you don't have to believe in yourself. Stop waiting to believe in yourself. All you need is agency. All you need to do is show up. All you need to do is do the things that the person who has the thing that you want has. It is so much more simple than you think. As humans, we overthink and we underdo. We overthink the task that is coming up. We tell ourselves, oh my God, I need to believe myself. We worry, we stress, we have fear. We let emotions get in the way. Most of the time, it's not a skill issue. It's not a resource issue. It's never a knowledge issue because information is free at our fingertips. You can literally hop on ChatGPT and get any question answered. You can access an expert on anything for basically free too because of Instagram, LinkedIn. You can ask people questions. It's never that. It's never knowledge that is missing. Usually, it is emotions that get in the way. It is fear. It is worry. It is overanalyzing. That is what stops us from moving forward. Plain and simple. So, yeah, that is basically all I want to talk about now. If you have only joined the live now, this is going to get re-uploaded as a podcast, so you can listen back to the podcast. We're going to briefly go through questions, and then I'm going to wrap this up. It's going to be a very, very short one for today. So, yes, if you have asked a question, I haven't got back to it, just fire it into the chat here now, just in case I have missed it. Someone said, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year, everyone. Hope you're good. Hello, Joanne. A lot of miracles can happen in a short time. Exactly, exactly. And sometimes it's not a miracle. Sometimes it's not that the stars align. Sometimes it's just because you've done the right stuff and the outcome comes. You want to lose weight, you get in a calorie deficit, you will magically lose the weight. You want to make money, you do the things that make the money, you get a second job, you go for that career jump, you get it. So, yes, let us go through some more questions. TikTok's very funny because you get a lot of hate and a lot of love on TikTok. We've got someone saying, "Good person, thank you very much." And then the next one is we've got Happy New Year from Wales. Oh, call it a damn it. Gracie Claret. Gracie, hope you're having a great New Year. You're listening to me and telling me to call today. Hope you're good. Also, Happy New Year from Wales and England. You're definitely an NPC. All right, you've texted me now twice. Pipe down. You've texted me now 3 times, Gracie. Niall Boyle, Happy New Year again. Happy New Year, Niall. Cannot wait to see the content going up. Niall's a client of mine. He is smashing the content, smashing the days in life, and an absolute winner. I cannot wait to see what he does. Gracie said, ridiculous analogy. Some people just have too much time if they're able to watch someone who they don't like for so long. Right, where were we? Gracie's just saying. Oh, Gracie, you're hilarious. Brady, evening, mate. Evening, Brady. Wiki, just seen your video about Solo Cinema Date. Did you enjoy Wicked? Sorry, so off topic. That is very off topic. I thought Wicked was good. Anything with like action, war, anything like that, I normally enjoy it most of the time. Hey, Kirsten, are you from Newry? Aha. I'm not far from Newry. I'm not actually from Newry, but like a town that's not too far from it. So, yes, good guess. If you put your mind to something, you can do it. Like that, I would never say that because it's so basic. It's such a basic concept that a lot of people understand. If you put your mind to something, you can do it. Sometimes you are going to put your mind to something and it's not going to work. And the main thing is whenever you have a goal, you don't set too high expectations. Because if you tell yourself, right, I'm putting my mind to this, it's going to work in the next month, the next year, and you don't achieve it, you're going to feel very, very disappointed. But understand, if someone else has done something, that is evidence you can do it. And all you need to do is follow in their footsteps successfully. So many clues. In school, for some reason, in school, we are chastised and we are brought down for copying other people. Whereas in real life, you copy the habits of successful people in what you want to be successful in, you win. If I want to be a very, very successful business owner and I ask a successful business owner questions, I ask them what his routine's looking like, and I follow that. And obviously, I tailor it a bit to myself. I'm going to be a successful business owner. If I want to be a bodybuilder and I follow the exact habits of a bodybuilder, I'm going to be a great bodybuilder. If I want to be a ballerina and I do exactly what a ballerina does, and I do the exact habits, the exact steps, the exact inputs of what a ballerina does, I'm going to become a ballerina in sometime or another. Obviously, genetics do play into. I wouldn't make a good ballerina. Sarah, this makes so much sense. Need to hear this. Thank you so much, Sarah. Really appreciate that. Hello from Ballycastle. Hello. Happy New Year, lad. Happy New Year. Right. I do not see any other questions in. This is a podcast too, so I don't want to leave this going for too long. We are going to wrap up. If anyone does have any questions, or you've been, even anyone that's been in this from the start, really appreciate it. If anyone has any questions, send it off now. If not, we are going to wrap up. Right. One last question. What is your advice for starting a YouTube channel? How should we post long or short form videos? How to go viral? So, bit of a very general question. On YouTube, I'm actually, in terms of YouTube, I'm going to be completely honest. I don't have, like, I'm not that great on YouTube. Some of my videos do well on YouTube. I've got like 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So, but for me, like, obviously, my Instagram would be the biggest platform for me. So I've got 24K on Instagram, and then I've got about 12K on TikTok. Short form is a lot easier to get into. I would always start with short form, because longer videos are going to be a lot more effort to make. They're going to require a lot more editing. And with short form, you can just start throwing shit at the wall, and you can start learning straight off the bat. So yeah, I would do short form. Test, upload every single day. Quantity, obviously, with quality too, but don't overthink quality, because too many people with content, they overthink quality, and they say, oh, I need to upload the perfect video, and they wait and they wait and they wait to upload the perfect video, and then guess what? The perfect video never comes, and then they only upload maybe once every month, and then they never get momentum going. I upload 2 to 3 times a day. I don't say that as like I'm the most successful person ever. I do that because it gathers data for me, and it's worked for me. It's how I've grew my following. And the last month I've went up by 10K on Instagram. That's just not far off double what I literally had before that. And that's just because I kept throwing shit at the wall with short form. So that's what I always say to do whenever it comes to growing your socials. So yes, Gary said, mate, you're a legend. I love your video. Thank you very much, Gary. I appreciate it. Aaron, happy new year. Get your Corey out. I don't know what you mean there. Damien, what is up? Hope you're good. Right. If anyone else has a final question, fire it now. I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you so much, everyone who's came on. If you do want to listen to this back, this is going to get re-uploaded to the podcast, because I really like the topic and the subject that I've went through on this. So yes, I'm not seeing any questions. I'm going to end it here. Guys, thank you so much for coming on. Hope you all have a good one. And yeah, all the best. Happy New Year. Make sure to enjoy yourself, and then start tomorrow. I want you all on it, especially you, Owen Hamill. I've just seen you joined. Right. See you all later. I'm taking a leaf out of your book. I'm just going for it. Good. See you. Goodbye. And YouTube, goodbye as well. Thank you very much. And if you listen, this will be the podcast. If you have listened to the podcast, send me over any feedback that you have on Instagram. It goes a long way. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate you. And make sure you implement what you learn off the back of this as well. Have a good one. Bye bye.